Hi, how are you? Sorry I'm late. It's been a rough day at the office. It's my last week of work for 2 weeks. Well, my last week of work before 2 weeks of leave. That's better to put it. And I've got a lot to do. I've got a lot to do, unfortunately. Trying to make sure that I'm not inconveniencing the boss and or my co-workers too much. So, have to stay back. Means I get home late. Means I start late. But it is Wednesday, my dudes. We are halfway through the week. It is hump day. We are precipiced, or I have precipiced the hump. We are now on the downhill into the weekend and leave for me. Maybe not for you, but for me. How is everyone? How is the week treating you guys where you are? I didn't have a lunch break today because I was on that grind set. Is it really a grind set when it's not your, like, you're not working for yourself? I'd say maybe not. I was on something. I was in the zone. I was locked in. I don't think I got up from my chair from 9 when I arrived at like 9:10, 9:20. And then I left at 6:20 or so. 6:30, 6:20, something like that. I was locked the hell in. Ah! Good morning, Inadequate. Thank you for the sub. We're getting there. We're getting there. We've got something going on. We're aiming to get there. How are you, Inadequate? How's the US of A treating you these days? How's capitalism treating you? It's treating me fine enough. It's been a busy week, as I said, but got 2 weeks of leave to look forward to. So, ooh, unreasonably busy at work. My condolences. I can relate, however. It has been a very busy week as I try and get everything I want to get done before I leave. Do you at least have a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a due date or something where things will quiet down afterwards, or is this just kind of how it's going to be? Unfortunately, I need to get some music going on in the background of these. Oh dear me, of these things. Oh dear. I ate dinner too quickly, I think. Okay, well, unfortunately, that is a little bit of a while ago. A while away, I should say. But at least you do have, like, there is a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, at least. Um, well, you know, I'll be thinking of you. I'll be praying for you because it's hard. Like when work is like super busy. Uh, I think for me, it's I can really find myself like not quite peer pressured, but I do not want to let anyone down. So, for example, my boss, I don't want to let him down. So I will, you know, stay back until 8 p.m. Uh, just keep on working to try and get things done so that I don't fail someone. And I don't know if they take advantage of that or if they know about that or what, but it is a fact. And I don't know if it's part of the reason why I want to move on, but anyway, there we go. That was just a load of nonsense that I just said for no particular reason. Let's let's open up Alan Wake. Well, let's start opening up Alan Wake. I can't believe it's halfway through August. Well, near is good enough. The 14th. That's crazy, man. Absolutely wild. Hey, Fortnite, you can maybe not download. That'll be super chill. Thank you. I am streaming Fortnite, and I'm not streaming you, so you'll just have to make do with not being updated for a night. Fortnite updates are so large. I mean, I haven't played like the new Call of Duties, which are literally hundreds of gigabytes in size, so I don't know what their updates are like, but the Fortnite ones are pretty big, particularly for Australian internet. I can connect with my friends. I will not. I will instead connect with the best cupcakes in Pa. That's gotta be Pacific something, right? Pacific Northwest, maybe? I don't know. I also had a great question for chat that I thought of at work, but forgot. Also at work. So that's nice. Just the struggles of a creator that. Am I a creator? I guess so. Feels weird to say though. I don't think I'm an influencer. That much I'm fairly certain of. But I could see myself as a creator. But yeah, that's the perils of a creator that works full time in another job that isn't the the creator job. Where are we? Oh, I thought we did this already. We did do this already. I am a. Oh well, thank you. I thought we did this. Oh well, we'll get a recap. That means.
Ow! Ow! I am so glad you're here. A couple
What's
of
up,
them
B
got me
Dizzle?
before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Save B Dizzle from the birds. I need to rewatch that. The Birds, the Alfred Hitchcock film from way back when. I remember watching that one Sunday morning with my mum and brother. It was pretty spooky. But again, I've always had an active imagination, so that probably helps quite a bit.
Ow! Make them go away, please!
I will not make them go away. Go do those tasks. Ah! Take that, crows. Don't interrupt me while inadequate's doing tasks. The nerve. It's cute to reload the battery. As if you didn't get got. I'm also conscious that I maybe should have played this on Nightmare difficulty, or like the hardest one. I think that's what I played it on the last time I played it. But I do so normally just play games on like regular. Like I've never played any of the Halos on Legendary. Like I've just never really had an interest. I much prefer the just to like enjoy the story or
Hey, Al. I'm
kind of have fun with it rather than have to
you were having a psychotic
be on
episode,
struggle
man.
street trying to grind it out, you know?
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Damn, writer's block at like the literal worst time.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet,
Barry, how
brilliant girl.
Did you and
How did
Mr.
Rose
Wake
get your number?
Get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
I know.
See you soon.
Also,
Have
did
a
Barry
great
park with the
day.
car turned on?
Hope you
Like,
come
did he
back
not
soon.
turn off the car and take out the key?
Welcome to the old
dear diner.
Good girl.
I still reckon they can make a fantastic TV show out of this. I mean, it's not hard, obviously. It is set up as like TV episodes, after all. You could almost do like shot-for-shot remakes of these like cutscenes and what have you. But still, I think it'd be sick. Alright, that's quite enough of that possibly DMCA music.
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
I'm not as weirded out with how Alan looks currently.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire
I remember being quite weirded out by him last
in
week.
2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
That was like 2 weeks ago at this point, though. Maybe the
How
COVID
the
was
hell
just
did she
like
get her hands on the
causing
manuscript
delirium.
anyway?
Well,
I don't know.
you know,
She's resourceful. I
additional
told you
delirium.
you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI.
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
What
I'm
happened
looking
there?
for Rose. Works as
Did
a
you see that?
waitress down at the
The
diner.
chair moved.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to
So
know?
what do we got? We got mobile
I'm Alan Wake.
homes,
The writer,
haunted
huh? I
chairs,
heard on the radio you were visiting. Well,
mobile home,
I'll show you her
court
trade.
spaces, and
That
rental.
Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her
You
rent
reckon
on
it's
time.
there's a comma in there?
As I
Like
was
mobile
saying,
home,
Al,
comma,
I found
court
all
spaces?
sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister.
Hey, stop
The Indians
eavesdropping.
thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Hold on, I'm just gonna see if there's any like
Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas
any
Zane. Some of the
like
articles I found about him make him
collectible.
out to be a famous writer.
You gonna help me, Barry?
I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing.
Maybe
he
what a
wrote.
friend would do.
Zane was heavily into diving, so much
We should just
so
take
that
one of
the
these
place
gas
came to be
bottles.
Called Diver's Isle, but the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Oh, oh, we're fine. Just loading in this huge area back here.
Come on, mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer.
I'm just trying to steal thermoses from your residence. I've actually been inside one of these things. I mean, this is basically a demountable classroom from Australia. Yay, another Lincoln! Woo woo! Not to be rude, but that seems like quite the car for someone in a trailer park to be owning. I knew it.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
I don't even know where that would come. Oh, I guess there is the water just back at town. Oh hell yeah, Alan, good job. See, this is more kind of trailer park housing car to me. I mean, not to disparage anyone who's. I think the term is
Just follow
carpool.
me. It's not far.
Randy's hot dogs. No, Randy's dogs. What's the menu? So we got the famous dog, the hot dog, chili dog, corn dog, taco dog, trailer trash dog, the belly burster, the big dog, and the monster dog. And then we got
Listen,
specials.
I got
We've got
things
Granny
to do.
Claus
This
clam
place don't run
chowder.
itself.
Hey, Randy, chill. Sparkling River Special, the Asgardian Chicken Parmesan, Cauldron
Aw,
Lake
give me a
Deep
break,
Fried Plate,
mister. Can we just get a
and
move on?
zany chicken fried steak, as well as salad with chicken, small side salad, side on the side salad, extra dressing, extra fixins, just ask for them, open Monday through Thursday 6 to midnight, Friday 6 till 3 a.m, Sunday 3 p.m. to midnight. Wow, you are a night owl. Unregistered. Let me at it. I want to get these. Are you going to open the door for us, Randy? At least it. No, Randolph.
Better.
Sorry.
A local girl, Barbara
We're not
Jagger,
friends.
drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark.
Ah,
Childish stuff like that.
Anyway,
It's the
Al,
Scratching
I'm
Hag.
just getting to the best part. All of the articles
doing
about
Blue
this
Fox.
stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What,
You guys are
the
awfully
lamp
tame.
lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane
the
before
strength, the
they-
determination.
She had some
Thank
kind
you.
of
Actually, that
breakdown.
is something I need to do. Gotta get the sippies. Hey Barry, push me. Move a hitbox so I can get it on my head? I don't think so. I don't think it's got a hitbox in the middle. How dare this Xbox game not have a hitbox in the middle? Like a hole, so I can wear it as a necklace and trap myself. A posture? Could have been better, but it was... As far as my posture goes, yeah, it was fine. Oh, it moves. The Tonka truck moves too. This is impressive, actually. Sorry, bro, just pretty much wrecking up the place.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer.
Thanks,
Remind me
don't
as-
care for it anymore.
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
There's so much like construction material around these parts. I can see you, Rose.
Welcome to... Oh dear. Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're
Got
here.
it. I mean, you're all right,
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Blue. You
Oh,
gotta
Oh,
make sure
yes.
you
Yes.
checked it all.
Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al. Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What?
His new name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
With my final conscious thought, I say, my name is Jeff.
It's coming for you, hiding in my bottomless skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
That wasn't very polite, Mr. Noise.
I
White
promised
light
I'd
guy.
come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I mean, yeah, probably, Sergeant. You are
I
right.
felt nauseous, hungover.
All right, let's
Only
check out the
anger
pad.
kept me going.
Ugh.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old
Is
woman
he?
in a funeral
Oh, no,
dress.
sorry.
I call her Barbara Jacker. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised.
David Beckham's a
The edits are
rip-off
getting
Alan
very
Wake.
aggressive, and each day there's less of me and
Alan
more of
Wake's
her.
the original
I hate
Dreamboat.
it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the
I mean, look at this
complex
guy.
incantation I'm attempting.
Rugged,
About this place.
somewhat
She's worked with
plasticine
another writer
looking.
under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane.
Dreamboat.
The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
I don't want to, like, poke holes in the story. We have a couple of coat hangers sticking out of this TV. Obviously, you can see them right there. Outside, in fact, I think actually above where I am currently, there is a satellite dish. What's the deal? Well, I couldn't remember what to call them. Antennas. Why is the vase so high up? Good father, bad father. I mean, we all know the old trick. I don't know if I've ever done it myself, of putting like the coat hanger in the antenna port and trying to get reception that way.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could
just
do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
72 recipes? Sorry, my mistake. 72 tasty recipes for cooking with corn. You're a lady of distinction, I can tell.
Oh dear diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me.
Also,
and
this-
left its mark.
First refill is free.
You've been gypped,
Milk and
Rose.
sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear?
'Cause you got
those
this room,
specials?
This
Thank
room,
you. A
but the
nice
end of
day.
your caravan
Come back
is
soon.
there. So what's
Barry
behind
was out of it.
here?
He was way too heavy to carry.
You're right. I deserve more money. I'm so handsome.
Okay, well, we'll leave the trailer.
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible.
Would the gun have helped?
Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble.
We don't like
And
smart
they'd been in there
asses.
for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
Hello.
There
It
was
is
no
me,
time to
Randolph
waste.
of Randy's Dogs. See, look. Satellite dish. Why is there an antenna on her television? Ugh! Indeed, Blue. Vine boom indeed. Okay, now can we get our head into this? Okay. Turns out in the 5 minutes that we weren't outside, they didn't secretly backdoor into my computer and put a hole in the middle of it. But we can turn on the radio.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you,
The weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into
I mean,
nightmare.
I don't think
Is it just me?
I must have used a tire swing at
Well,
some
perhaps
point.
it is. But I hope
That
I
has
can
been a
make the night a little
long
bit
time.
easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt.
I mean,
What's on your mind,
swings
Walt?
were always one of my favorite pieces of play equipment at like the playground. Not gonna lie. I mean, slides are cool and all, but that kind of flying through the air sensation on the swing, so great.
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
Yeah, well, what's your problem, man? Whoa! Did I damage myself to that?
I heard something like that, Walt.
Yeah. Well, Daddy's my best friend, and, they let me,
Oh, and kind of do the run forward and run back situation on the swing.
I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same
I
thing.
wonder how accurate the sky
What are
is.
you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. Something's gonna happen.
Well, that's alright. I'm not going to be doing much. I'm just going to hang around here until they're done.
I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well,
Well, good luck out there.
good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
Oh no! The only thing worse than the spirits in the game. Universal Music Group's lawyers. Let's just try and just remove some more furniture. Okay, we can't knock over the barbecue. Also, this table has a real low center of gravity. Come on. Fine, you win this time. Oh, that barrel is secure. Haha, take that, Randy. I swung your fence the other way. No! I almost had it. Oh, let's get another run up. Alan, look, I want to talk. I'm not the fittest person in the stream. But that is an asthmatic run you have there. Hey, there's... Oh! No, I was going to say, there's nothing else to knock over. There is a box. Painful because you had to resist the temptation to spend all of your savings on various products? Perhaps? Or perhaps not. I do appreciate you for watching the ads though. They do, you know, give a little bit over to your boy. Aha, take that, Randy. These are very, very good tables. They just kind of flip right back up. So, I mean, I feel like ads, just in general, have gotten a lot more prevalent. There's a lot less things that are free these days. Or at least for the same price that they were before. Like, is it Netflix that now has an ad tier that's basically the same price as the regular one was before? I think so. I'm pretty sure, like, you know, Amazon, Disney, Paramount, everyone else has done the same thing. Oh, sorry, Randy, am I knocking over your stuff? The unbreakable, ever-stable table would be... Firstly, bars. Would be also a very good vehicle in GTA. Particularly if you're also using the Chaos mod. I'll be with you in a second, Randy. I'm just knocking over your stuff. Okay, that's a very stable table as well. This one... Oh, I was going to say they've pulled up the drawbridge, but no. They should have. Come on, get that Amazon package off. I mean, that's the pre-order bonus, right? Can't believe that game has supposedly cost $2 billion to make. $2 billion. There is going to be so much monetization in that game, it's not even funny. Oh, what does that say? Oh, yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be... What is it? Because it used to be $60 US dollars for a AAA game. I think it's now, what, 70? US dollars for a AAA? Or is it more than that? I can't remember. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm in Australia, so it's just going to cost more for me regardless. Oh yeah, I mean, you got to get that, you know, the statue, the collectible statue with everyone's favorite, the main character from the game on it. Gotta get that. And the DLC, not the DLC, sorry, the custom, that's right, custom vinyl.
God knows what you've done to that poor girl. This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Spillane!
Wow, Randy's gonna get iced. Vinewood Garage, there'll be the custom, I don't know, car
I'm standing right
paint.
here, you goddamn maniac!
So everyone knows that you paid the $180 for the premium.
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was
You
no
maybe get,
way I'd
I don't
miss
know,
my appointment with the kidnapper.
$1 million worth of Vine bucks or whatever. No, not Vine bucks. What is it? Vice bucks. It'll be Vice bucks. But we're not in Vinewood anymore. We're in Vicewood. I'm gonna get away the only way I know how. A pretty chill kind of job. Actually, no, I should probably sprint at this point.
Stop running! There he goes!
Okay, I've stopped running. Turns out that was a good idea. Good shout by the deputy there. To just kind of chill and walk for a bit.
Oh, damn.
Damn. Flagger. He slipped away by kind of power walking. I feel like I've got a lot of layers on for what looks like spring. Like, I've got a shirt, a hoodie, and a jacket. Too much. This is winter. I mean, admittedly Australian winter, but still. Overdressed now.
Come on, guys. We need to head him off.
No, you don't. He's going the other way. The dark,
For
pleasant
decades,
sleeps.
the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison.
Can you actually hear Alan speaking in these things?
It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste.
Because I can barely hear it. So I don't know if I should be reading it out loud or letting Alan read it out. Yeah, okay.
Sunk it back to in the end.
Keep up
When
the
it
good
sensed
work,
the
Alan.
writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Oh no! Hold on. Is that a manuscript page? Almost literally the only time I run during the escape sequence. Gotta get the manuscript page.
Rose didn't know how the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. "Pretty girl," she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle. The crone spoke in a whisper, her words ice cold and dark in Rose's ear.
Crone. That is a word you do not hear much, which is probably good. Particularly if you're a lady.
I'm a federal agent pursuing a fugitive. You want to discuss my methods, Sheriff? Make an appointment. Over. You stay right where you are, Agent Nightingale. I'm on.
Oh, trouble in paradise between Agent Nightingale and Sheriff What's-Her-Face. Hey, there is a drop hazard. I can actually see them down there this time. I feel like last time it was just like torchlights. Well, thanks for popping in, Blue. I hope you have a good day or night, wherever you are. Thanks for checking in on my hydration. We run across this rickety old bridge. Oh, well, there goes the checkpoint. Not ideal.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
That geek writer just took out my deputies. Are you kidding? I mean, have you seen this guy? He wears a tweed jacket. Over. He's the guy we're chasing. If it's not him, who then? Bigfoot? Over.
It's Bigfoot out there.
I don't know yet, but I'm not in the habit of jumping to conclusions. That tends to come back and bite you in the ass. Out.
Damn, Sheriff. Dropping the out on the FBI. And I'm pretty sure the FBI started that conversation. Savage. Strictly the person who starts the conversation is meant to finish it with the out. Unless you're being a savage.
You on the ground. Hold it right there. There's nowhere to run. Freeze!
I'm frozen. Oh yeah, I forgot the helicopter goes out like so quickly. There should be some smoke. Disappointed. You do feel so naked without the torch or the pistol. Or the torch mostly. The got a couple of quarters on me. Got Stucky's gas stop. Oh, that's E to exit, not escape.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over. Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on. Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in.
I think it'd be pretty neat to be on one of these.
Over. Gotcha. You better
I also think I could really spook myself being up here.
Wheeler over. Oh yeah, but looks like they have a lot in common.
What is over there? A lot of light. That's a good place to start. Like, it'd be pretty chill, but there's no facilities. In terms of, like, toilet, shower. So it'd be very
I imagined
peaceful.
that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Over here, a cliff. Very cool. Ah, that's right. It gets possessed.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
You can get through that fight. Or a thermos.
There was no power to the searchlight.
But that was one of these really beat up generators. This dying breath that kills the gate. What a hero. Give it the old salute. The fan heat is getting a little bit too toasty. I just get too spooked when I'm out in the dark like this. What was that? Why do I feel like I should have been looking at that rather than looking at this torch? Okay, well, we can at least kind of see where we're going now. I'm just gonna wait it out. We don't have the battery to kind of blast through it, if we can help it.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over. Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over.
Ah, it's still got a carburetor. Old car.
Team 2, come in. I need a report. Over. Come on, guys. Talk to me. Come in, please. Over.
Tough day at the Bright Falls Police Department. Or is it Sheriff's Department? I don't know. I've never quite understood where sheriffs kind of fall in the Well, that dodge didn't work well, did it? Hey, the ragdolls are still not great. What? No, you're meant to be police officers. Why? I mean, I guess it's probably appropriate that they're just attacking a random stranger who needed help. Did I just trigger that twice by running backwards? Rude. Firstly. Damn it! The fuse was like 1 second too long. Okay. Okay. Let's do this again. This time with more pizzazz. More showmanship and less death. Hopefully. Fellas, how we doing? Hey, have that. Thank you. Oh, you thought. You thought you'd get the jump on me? New York Times best-selling author, Alan Week. Wait, wasn't there a manuscript page or something? Right, I saw one last time I was going down here. Yes? Oh. Oh wait, is this when we go through the ruins? It is kind of spooky. What's good?
And here's another call. You're on KBFFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
Hey Milt, how you doing?
Fine, Milt.
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Don't forget the helicopter crashed and exploded, Pat.
Can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
Well,
I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Don't let you get invited to, Pat.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
No, the music will run. Come on, can we push this off the cliff? Where are you going? Run. Other way. There's the cliff. Oh, so close. Oh, down you go. Yes. Take that, National Park. Cat has returned! Ooh. Turns out Cat's return was an ill omen for the survival of Mr. Wake. Ooh. Mr. Wake, I didn't know you could do that. You're quite a talented man. You write books and ride on barrels. No wife yet. We are still wifeless. I guess, are you wifeless if you just can't find your wife, but you are in fact married? I mean, we're definitely not a bachelor. Can I see it? No. Okay, well, we tried. Hey, a page! I feel like they spawned in just like a second too late. Oh, you're still around, huh? Not anymore. Let's go read this page and how it talks about cool stuff happening. Rose touched by the dark presence.
Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
Sounds like a rough day. Just me, a flashlight, 7 batteries, and approximately 6 flashbangs. Just a regular day out in the national parks. Hey, chew on that. Thank you. It's the police. What are they doing in the national park? This is the park ranger's jurisdiction, not the police. Even though I guess you are the sheriff, but I think it still counts. Quest for the wife continues. Oh, wifey. Alice. I almost forgot my own wife's name. That would be awkward. Not a deputy. Ow. That was just rude. Sure, you first. Thank you. Who was that? Thank you. Oh, we can push these too. Can you get on this, Alan? No, not as good as the barrels then.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
Well, I just don't see why the cops bother with the trailer park.
What do you mean?
It's a trailer park. Of course you're going to have trouble with a place like that.
Feel this thermos real quick. Nice ride you got here, Pat. Wow, that's a creepy poster. About your day ride, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I argue that's not early bird. Once it passes, like, I don't know, 9, that's just bird. The John Figamore Report, every morning. The night owl, still with creepy eyes.
Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Famous writer and person who cannot find his own wife.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
Oh, careful, Alan. Jumping onto... with your bare hands on the glass like that?
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs.
H.P. Lovecraft, I can understand. That's
what you get
got to
for
be
reading
like
a book, The Sudden Stop.
What's the
It was
term?
probably
Like
good I hadn't
open
had the chance
license.
to tell Maine where I was going.
But Dan Brown,
I'd
that's a
have to
pretty
lose the cops and find my
contemporary
own way to the mine.
reference. Particularly for this game.
Gale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you? Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
Nightingale! Would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids. Alan Wake and the the mystery gang. I can get behind that. Hi fellas, just passing through. Gonna pop this down real quick. Gonna walk over here. Walk over here and pick up the there. Gonna get in my truck and drive out of here. In my broom truck. Is this something up here? Is there something down there? Yes, it is. Give up, I have the high ground. Oop. Now let's reload. That is awkward. Really hope there's something up here, because Alan doesn't need any more cardio. Here I go and climbing a mountain again. Could Mrs. Wake be up here? Hello, Mrs. Alice Wake? That's her name, Alice Wake. I just realized that. It really is the female Alan Wake. This is a shockingly large hill. I think I've realized why he wears so many layers now. It's so he can put all of his flares and flashbang grenades somewhere. Wait, are we just going back? Is this the way back to the radio station? No, the radio station is down there. So we just went to the antenna. And we got something for it. A manuscript page.
He had stepped out, but what stumbled back in was something else. Something alien. A monster. Walter tried to kill it, first with his fists, then a chair. It wouldn't die. Instead, it kept coming, unaffected by the beating it had taken. After Walter managed to kick it down the cellar stairs, fear took over. He ran, got behind the wheel, gunned the engine. The booze wouldn't make him forget, but he knew he had to try.
Oh, that's what the guy was calling about before. On the radio. Well, that was not entirely a waste of time. Close to it. Not going to deny that. But it wasn't entirely a waste of time. We did actually gain some material benefit from it. Just. Now I've got the long and tedious and apparently treacherous walk back down the hill. Man, Winter. They're kind of like a bonus collectible. They're kind of like audio logs or whatever. Audio logs. Just kind of fill in the story. I don't think there's anything that you get for collecting them all. You might get an achievement or something. Oh, do you have the man flu? Oh, it's Shadow. How you doing? How are we all doing? It's gotten surprisingly mild, at least in New South Wales. Though it is very wet today. Or it was. Ooh. Ooh. Watch where you're going. It was raining pretty hard today. I was stuck inside, working for the man the entire time, so didn't really notice it too much. Hey, I killed you both already. How about you hold that for me? Thank you. Oof. My condolences. I can relate to that. That is something I have a lot of recent experience with.
There was
that's
no
right, these
sensible
things.
reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to
Idiot.
use.
Out of ammo, made the last shot count. The darkness controls the taker. Just straight up bars. It's more of the taker. Aha! Take that. Oh, you're a big boy. Hold that for me. Thank you. Getting done like a cipher beef here with the heat. I was reading chat because I thought we'd done the deed. Okay, here's the plan. Well, actually we got more ammunition somehow. That's quite nice. So if we sprint in here, chow chow chow, then we try and get out, the torch is still on. Are you two fighting off the Taken? The flashbang? I thought it was just me. Ooh. Well, now I gotta turn this back on. For my ultimate and apparently foolhardy plan to work. How are we doing? Wolf's sick, Inadequate's busy, and Shadow is... What? Yay, we got a Chivo. My mother is so excited for summer to turn up. I am not fussed. More winter, please. Well, no, hold on. Aren't you were just saying you were overheating. Why the hot milk? I have been very busy, Wolf, with work. Not with anything cool like working on stream stuff or something. Busy with work. Interesting. I don't think I've ever done that before. I mean, the closest I have is like porridge or whatever. I have never done Halloween.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks
That's
flew as it
ominous.
fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
So we, I don't know. I think we're on the 3rd chapter, 4th chapter? We've still got a long way. I think. But yeah, I've been busy at work because of... I have 2 days until my leave starts. So... been trying to get everything done that I need to do. Make sure everything's ship-shape before I head on out. 2 weeks. And I am looking forward to it.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice?
Wife!
Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. It keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you.
I feel like I should actually have a look at the second Alan Wake game.
Looking out from behind your
Not
eyes.
Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake American
Alice,
Nightmare.
I'm here.
Apparently is not that great.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Sounded wrong somehow.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework.
What?
Wrapped in darkness,
Spooky
it floated
hands.
in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Now, is this anything up here? It's a safe zone. There's a new Five Nights game, right? New Freddy Fazbear game? I'm just bummed that this hasn't been turned into a TV show yet. It feels like it would be super easy to do. What? Oh no, it's a guy with Adidas. I mean, he's kind of like a, who's the American crime writer? I can't think now. Not Dan Brown.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car.
Kind of
for
writes
it.
a lot of lawyer books as well. But I feel like this guy's kind of like a Matthew Riley. If Matthew Riley wrote crime books as opposed to like SAS fan fiction books. Like, I feel like he writes what can be described as like airport books. They're not exactly the most scintillating or... No, so they're not the most like intellectually stimulating. But they really keep your attention for like
Darkness that was pursuing
12
me
hours
was growing
for a flight.
stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Yeah. mean, the remaster does actually look really quite good. I was commenting earlier that Alan, for some reason, doesn't annoy me, like, put me off as much, his look. I don't know if you remember, but the first time I played the remaster, I thought he looked really weird. Now, I don't know, I kind of got used to him. I mean, it does help that this is the remaster, right? That was released last year or the year before? Oh yeah, I mean, he's no Alan Wake 2, that's for sure. Doesn't have that hair, for one.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Inside the lodge?
As a teenager,
Forgot
just
that was a
starting to
musical
get
number.
interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist.
Well, I have been wondering
That's
if
what
I
makes
should
them
be
fun. This
reading
was
those
anything but.
notes out
The
rather than
darkness
just
could
letting
possess
Alan
anything,
do his bit.
and it was getting closer.
Oh, shucks, guys. You're just saying that because I've got a unique accent. Compared to two of you, at least. That's right, this is the world's slowest gate. Well, I did that with the, kind of anthropomorphic animal game. If you remember that one. Can't remember what it was called. Bright Falls? No. Okay, this is not working, is it? No, it didn't actually.
Objects that had come to life in his books.
Well, that is quite
no one
the
is safe in a good horror story.
the old
Certainly not the protagonist.
self-esteem
That's
boost.
what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything.
Oh, I
It
do
was
have a
getting
flare gun
closer.
too. Gotta remember that. I just feel like it's so common for particularly VTubers, but streamers in general, to be like, I'm gonna do voice acting or whatever. And particularly, like, if you've ever tuned into Scribbly Noodle, they are a furry VTuber from Melbourne, and they are particularly competent. Excellent, that's what we're talking about. You are right though, that is one for the blurb. Just gonna do a quick screenshot. Okay, back to it. Oh yeah! Come on, you can fit through there. I thought there was someone in here. Come on, can't we all just learn to live together in peace? Let's break the shotgun real quick. Take that, Adidas. Big fans of timber in this town. feel like you're just gaming the system there, Shadow. But I will just quickly screenshot that one. Alright, everyone. Let's get ready for some TV.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate
We know the way of the subs.
a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derlis' trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs.
I calls them like I sees them.
Successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derlith, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide
I do wonder if these are the developers or...
Did I really?
Of course, Mr. Derlith.
Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Derlith, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host 1,000 young, and all shall be glory.
Meanwhile, the old guy's just there like, good job.
Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Be calm in Night Springs.
If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
And a radio. And a chair. They're kind of like a staple of these Remedy games.
The darkness surged towards me.
It took them to the most, I guess the most extreme is the right word, in Quantum Break, where they actually filmed legit, like, episodes to go in between gameplay segments.
Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me
With
away.
actual legit
I
actors,
fell
too.
toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely right. It's kind of... It's got some unique elements to it, but for the most part, it's pretty kind of by the numbers, right? This is the bulldozer we heard so much about before. Oh, the jukes! Fellas. Oh. I'm just gonna press this button real quick. Oh, battery. Oh, bulldozer! There's a Killdozer film? Thank you, Killdozer. Very cool. I should probably dispatch the Killdozer before getting in my ute. Kill ute. Cute. Oh, it's coming from that side. Have that for me. And that one too. Surprise! Get him, Killdozer. No, not to the Slav. anyone but the Slav. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it get possessed when the blade strikes the meteor? Bright falls, light and power. I mean, is there a B film that isn't your sort of B film, Shadow? I feel like you're very kind of, what's the word? Relaxed when it comes to your B film standards.
The coal mine wasn't far now.
Eh, nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you know what you like to watch, it makes it easier, right? Welcome
Today,
to Brit
I would meet
Falls.
the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
I need to watch Ronin again. I think it's a film from like the 80s, late 80s or early 90s. That's got a pretty sick car chase in it.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true.
Wow, this is a really easy cut to drift.
Narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into
Yeah,
dark
it seems like one of the best.
Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over
And
by
some
the
form of
dark presence
Audi,
was
right?
trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
I actually have not seen Bullet. Listen to that baby purr. I sound like I'm redlining it. Let's go ransack this warehouse real quick. I haven't seen Bad Boys 2 either. And yes, to answer your Hot Fuzz 2 inspired question, I ain't seen Bad Boys 2. Nope.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF FM.
What's up, Pat? How's
I want
things?
to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks.
No, folks.
I know I'm not being very.
Maybe I should be doing that more. Maybe I need to refer to you guys as folks more often.
I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now because some people just shouldn't be.
I mean, it is. I guess folks is the original chat, right?
Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble.
Chat, are we folks? Folks, are we chat?
Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning.
But first, music. No. Let's get in this other car. Gamers. I don't know how that came to be my kind of non-gender specific group pronoun of choice, but it has. I am getting better at using chat rather than gamers because I know that not everyone is gamers. But like even at Bible study last night, I had to lead the group, and it was pretty touch and go sometimes to not refer to people, like the assembled Bible studiers, as gamers. I think it came from like people taking the piss out of influencers.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune.
Ugh.
Now, Doc, you were talking about
That hasn't been used in a long time.
Special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me that's strange because
Hey gamers, what did you reckon about the Bible reading, huh? What was Saul thinking here? Yeah, luckily I pulled it off. I didn't I didn't call them gamers. Because I don't think, I mean, you haven't opened Steam in a month. I don't think there's people who would even know what Steam is. Not to say that they haven't played games. Like, Mario Kart went off on the weekend away. There was a lot of Mario Karting. But, I don't think they call themselves or could be called gamers. Mercury. Well, that's another member of the Ford family, right? They're big on Fords in this game. Or the Ford family of products. Oh, just got stage fright there for a second. Alan, that's fine. Happens to the best of us. Manuscript. Truly a fox of two worlds.
On the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment.
Both the gamer and the not
special,
gamer.
But Maude
Both the chat
impressed.
and the
He'd
folks.
gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Maude had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened.
What's another? There's got to be other ones, right?
If the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
The other one that I do like that isn't quite as snappy, it doesn't kind of, it's not like a single syllable or two, is Children of All Ages. That's another good one. Hog. Also, Comrades works quite well, even if it does have certain communist tendencies, which is not necessarily a bad thing. And we're back. We're so back right now. Getting this Mercury Mach-Qua. I saw, not this car, but this style of car I saw the other day on the road. Which is quite an occasion in Australia. Damn, she drifts though.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Perfect condition. Portables and skeptics. Bright Falls Coal Mine Museum. While there were some early residents in the area, the true genesis of the town Bright Falls comes from the founding of the Bright Falls Mining Company and the opening of the Bright Falls Coal Mine in 1878. Although the work was hard and dangerous, many immigrants, Germans, Poles, Italians, Finns, and Swedes, among others, worked the mines. There you go, it's got it all written there, which is quite neat. While lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century. The seams were rich but hard to get at, and the volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous. Well, I mean, if there was ever a time to channel one's Cletus, it is at the Bright Falls Coal Mine Museum. Now, the real question is, what would you guys get from the Bright Falls Coal Mine Museum gift shop?
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason. And it's not for anything good.
I'm always one to pick up like a notepad or like a notebook. Not that I ever really do it. Oh, it's Coley the mascot. In 1970, a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now many of the remaining buildings are protected as historical landmarks. Trouble is, gift shops at museums are often so very expensive. Sometimes they're reasonably priced, but other times not so much.
Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on.
For whatever
Different
reason,
scenarios ran
work
through my mind.
got
Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back, or
like
different
big
horrible
post-it
things I
notes.
could have done to her.
Oh,
I
where's the other
imagined her dead.
hand?
I had no way of knowing
Come on.
she was still alive.
Nope, we
It
can't
was
do it
killing
backwards.
me.
Alright. Big post-it notes. Wide
I was
ones.
running on blind hope.
So they're not like, they're not
It was
taller
only
than a
waste
normal
of time.
post-it note, they're just wider.
The bastard never showed
Big fan.
up.
Big fan. Hello?
Wait. Where the hell are you? Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around
You
by
want to
you.
see your wife alive?
I do want to see my whiff.
You better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello?
Hello! Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
And I've got the guns to do it. We do need to see who would Alan's wife be? I mean, obviously it's Alice Wake, but that's the wife, not the waifu.
It's close. Maybe closer than
And the
ever
little I know
before.
about Japanese culture is that those two are separate. Fog. I do like that the mines kept some revolver ammo, so they could go down to the mines and shoot the ore out like a good American. Come here, Cole. I'm gonna blast you.
Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger. It happened fast.
Is it me?
She was young, vibrant, and beautiful.
Whoa, what are we
full
doing
of
there,
life.
hand?
He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
I wonder if this Barbara Jagger, if she's possessed by the evil, or if she's just inherently the evil. I don't know. Okay, we've got maximum pew pew. 2 whiffus. Golly, Billy, why does your mum let you have 2 whiffus? Hold that. Thank you. Get some more revolver ammunition, speaking of being greedy foxes. Ugh! Sneak on. Your one waifu kinda cat. Whoa! Oh, there you are. That's right, let me go through here. Think of a flashbang or two that the coal miners kindly left behind. no, another Slav with Adidas. T-pose? That's pretty unprofessional. Oh, it's inside the train car. I have to jump in there with it. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. That was pretty bright. Focus!
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through
Quick,
the
in the Defender.
I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
What's up, idiots? It's me, the gameskeeper. The governor. My trusty defender. What about a bro? Bro-bender? Brofu? A brofu. Often referred to as simply just a friend. I just realized what I was getting at. Because I'm very smart. I just when I saw something flashing over here. Guess it was a trick. Quick, back to the Defender. Oop. An Austin Gypsy. Back to the Gypsy. And, like, not meant in super racist ways. I guess just like regularly racist. I noticed you didn't die. I'm just gonna run you over real quick. Hey, that's the area I want to go to. Could you get out of there, please? That'd be really nice. Just get on out. Oh, come on. You can do it. There you go. See, it wasn't so hard. You just need to believe in yourself, Alan. Oh, it's pretty dark. Gotta check your corners, Alan. Make Captain Price proud. Whoa! I was wondering where I was meant to go. Hey, can you guys just stand back for a second? I think we're super chill. Thanks. Oh, we collided the other guy. Sick. There is a Carmageddon game on GOG that I have been tempted to pick up just because I know at least one of you guys would be interested in me having a look at it. But that, I think that would be the first time I've played a Carmageddon game. I think I played one at one of my mum's friends' houses. Like, their kids had it. But I definitely never owned it myself. Also, I really don't think my mum would allow me to. Trust no one in the dark. Chat. Do you have the lights on where you are? Are you in the dark? Because if you are, I can't trust you. But then again, could I trust you to say yes? I do have the lights on. A predicament. That seems pretty chill. Seems like a chill hang. Follow, not foal. Or ow. Get your ouchies this way. Ow. Okay, well, that seems like something Inadequate would say.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a
I can see that it might be a line.
Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Ooh, almost a full staircase. So close. Would I be right in imagining that a cannibal corpse is like a metal band? Imagine being so good at opening things that when you did so, you pushed yourself away. Well, I didn't think it was going to be Sunshine and Rainbows, given the title of the band.
Were standard power company equipment.
Hey, buddy. Alan. Have you ever worked at a power company? Maybe stop trying to assume things and making an ass out of yourself, huh? Because, I don't know about you, but this is a power company? And there are flashbangs in it back, so... I don't know, man. Yeah, see, that's what you get. Yeah, Butchered at Birth, I can see... That's probably like a, romantic ballad, right? Really trying to cash in on the Valentine's Day crowd. All hearts and flowers, yeah. Just talking about how much they love this one lady or lad in their life. It's actually super patriotic. It's about how much they love England. We can all be reasonable fellas, we're adults here. If I ever released like albums or whatever, I would definitely take the piss when it comes to like the naming of them and stuff. Ow. Rude. Oh, I'm just fighting for my life out here. And for my wife. Oh, sorry. Wrong voice. My wife. There we go. What we really need to do is have a mod which redubs Alan Wake with another, like, 2008 icon, Sacha Baron Cohen's Borat. Oh no, the darkness has my wife. That was not Borat at all. I don't know what that was. It was an attempt
I stared
at
through
something.
the bars of the jail cell. Barry
I'll be the
stood
first to say it
behind
didn't
me,
work.
swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
But I'm Raymond Chandler. Yeah, it was a little South Parky, wasn't it? Let's just have a look at this Cannibal Corpse cover. Yeah, that's a bit much. I can see that maybe, I think maybe Mum made the right decision there. Just gonna put it out there, I think Mum had that one figured out. Penthouse Suite, absolute goals. Well, little 31-year-old me, not a fan. Oh no! Alan, why? Alan. How did you even put the thermos up here? Yeah. Oh wait, hold on, there's a cave. Possibly, yes. Some yellow paint. It really does get pitch in this game. I do not like the breathing sound. Fellas, how we doing? Hey, can you just hold on to that for me? Thank you kindly. Well, I know Barry Wheeler breaks out one of those. At least I think he does, or like a head torch. But I'd literally have like, I don't know, 7 head torches pointed in like different directions around myself. So I'd have this kind of cone of light around me. Also, I wouldn't have this kind of dinky pocket torch. Excuse me. I'd have like one of those ones that you can use to shoot down aircraft. Something real powerful.
Plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough,
actually, that's a weird thought.
And make him talk.
How do you think a laser pointer works? Because that is light. You reckon it works well? Like, it'd be really focused, obviously. Hey, can you not? Let's go check out the house. This was a bad idea. Hey, can we? Oh, I'm hitting E, not R. Like, I just wonder, would a laser just like cut them in half? Or would it just be like a worse torch? I could see it going either way. Also, I mean, I don't know if this is like addressed in the second game, but what about like a black light? How does that affect the situation we face here? Like, I know it's darkness, so strictly you would think that visible light is probably the only go-to. But what about like infrared light? Hey, rude. Well, I can see that, yes, that could be useful, but also I think it would just be really off-putting. I mean, because you know that there's just going to be bad news bears. Like, you're not going to get good news from the black light, right? Hey, can you not? Thanks. I mean, I guess as long as the sheets are not turning up white, or whatever it is, like, yeah, white. It's white, right? Not turning up white under the black light. And that's good enough for me. Because ultimately that's kind of, you know,
the dark presence was moving ahead of me
what I'm
in the
most
same
concerned
direction I
about.
was going. A cold feeling
Oh, maybe that in the
settled itself
toilet
in the pit
seat,
of
I
my
guess.
stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Oh, is that the one with the platypus or the echidna or whatever? Actually, that's probably not a furry vid, strictly. Where's this fast guy? Ooh, we got it. That was a pretty funny ragdoll. Yeah, and he's covered, or they're covered in the substance or whatever. Yeah. Platypuses are weird, man. I can see why when, like, Europeans first took it back to, I guess, England, the people, like, the curators and stuff were like, this is a hoax. You've just, like, stapled 3 other creatures together. That's just rude. Because it just doesn't look real. It looks like a kind of
The place was dead.
weird,
A ghost town.
I don't know,
Had been for decades.
OC
maybe a
of
century.
sorts, I guess. Ooh. Ooh. Ow. Get out of here, car. These are train tracks, you're not meant to be doing car stuff over here. I mean, is it a monotreme? I think a platypus is a monotreme as well, which is also weird, because there's only like 2 of them in the world. That and the
Things were
echidna,
never as
I think.
simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight. Something
Now,
to
that's not an
lash
urban
out
legend,
on.
that's just safety.
There wasn't.
You don't want to
I
be,
was filled
you
with
want to
doubt.
keep your head
I was nothing like the
kind of
hero in
angled
my
up
books.
on the
Alex
lookout
Casey
for drop
had
there.
gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even
Hello,
now, I was angry at
11.
myself,
How you doing?
Angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Following the plan. The litter. Stunt. Well, hopefully it slows down. It seems like a lot of us are really busy. Inadequate was saying he's really busy. I'm really busy, but that's mostly because I'm going on leave soon, so that's my fault, I guess. But nice of you to pop in. Always a pleasure to see you. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely a way to look at it. That is a question that I've never thought to ask Shadow 11. What is their density? Well, I'm glad to provide that space. Hopefully the vibes will be sufficient. Ow. Go away, white goods. Oh no. Okay, I've got a lot of flashbang for some reason, so we're just gonna make hay. I can kind of stick my arm around the pole. Nope. And it can stick its exhaust pipe around the pole. That's fair, I guess. Disappointing lack of thud or bang when the oil cans fall. Barrels, oil barrels, sorry. That's right. Does this choo-choo? Yeah, the choo-choo. Not cool. Ow. Ooh, powerful choo-choo. Guess not. It wasn't anthropomorphized enough to bang, that's for sure. Examine.
I needed a key for the door.
I need a key. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that is a perfectly respectable density. Okay, quick chat. Everyone, density check.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from
if it's the same
using his powers to shape the world
actor
realm of gods
for
and
this
demons, dark things
Alan
that
Wake
were
and for
perchance
Alan Wake
slip
2.
through, wearing the flesh
But,
of men as
you know, obviously
disguise.
older because time
Zane writes
happened.
about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawled
A
back
good
upstairs.
density.
I'll borrow these things for my story. They
The
were
real
true.
question is, what's the density of bedrock? Ha ha ha. Minecraft joke. Yeah, let's try on a hunting rifle for size. Indeed, that is probably the most perfect response to that statement, actually. 11? Solid. Damn. Darkness doesn't like trees. Specifically, conifers. I have actually never played Minecraft the campaign. Like, I've never started it with the intent of beating the Ender Dragon. Because the last time I played it, the Ender Dragon didn't exist. Okay. Ooh, we got a text.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The
Ooh,
message was full
popular.
of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
It was filled with spelling errors and insults. He must have been playing games at the time. He was texting me from an open Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobby. But I have thought about doing a Minecraft stream. I think it could be fun. Or even doing like a Minecraft server at some point, it could be pretty neat too.
Birds.
Birds. Me at the bird zoo. The aviary, I guess it's called. Me as an Englishman at the nightclub. Oh wait, birds in it. We're in this silver mine. Let's mine some sliver. I have actually, unironically, I think basically this entire year been on a bit of a Minecraft YouTube kick. As far as I know, I haven't been watching any PDF files, but I've been watching a lot of like, what is it, industrial craft or like automated Minecraft stuff. And that stuff looks pretty cool. Complicated and time-consuming, but cool.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
Oh. Kinda skipped a part of the animation there. You could put down the gun there, Alan. I'm coming, wife.
Alice?
Wife. Oh, that did actually send shivers down my spine.
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
Or you gotta get in there. It died instantly.
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
Okay. Not before I pick up this paper.
The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident.
The hunters were these blue, large creatures that seemed to be made from like
It did them no good, as they were
a whole nest of worms or something.
into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told.
Big day at the office. That's the other game I need to play. Actually, I should put that on the old list. Just any Five Nights at Freddy's game. Seeing as I have played none of them. And the spooky month's coming up. Perfect time for a spooky game. And actually, I did, in the Prime Day sales, pick up a cheap heart rate monitor. So no longer do you have to redeem something to check my heart rate. It should automatically update on stream if I get around to setting it up. Which I promise I will definitely try to do. Why are there no baddies? Because there's no light down here. That'd be good weather for baddies. FNAF 6 is free on Steam? Interesting. But is there like, is it a faux pas to start at FNAF 6 and not at FNAF 1?
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel.
Too haunted, so that, yeah, the ghosts of the dead are fending off the baddies. That's an interesting theory.
For all he knew, they could.
I can see there could be arguments for that.
You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
I mean, isn't the lore kind of a little bit all over the shop, though? Like, pretty hard to keep up with. Guess we're not going that way. Like, quite literally the only exposure I've ever had to... Oh, there's more of them than just this guy. To Five Nights at Freddy's is through game theory videos. Rude. I'm trying to kill one of your kindred. Ow. Stop it! Ah. Hey. Yeah. And almost went crazy, I feel like, in the process. Thomas! What's up here? Nothing. Oh, I really got myself twisted around all of a sudden.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machine.
I mean, it probably didn't help that I didn't eat anything. Really, I had a couple of muesli bars that are supposedly protein bars. For lunch / morning tea. But outside of that, nothing. Definitely nothing like what my mother would certainly consider as, you know, wholesome or good food. I think it's different if you're used to it, though. I mean, as you know, 11, I am a big proponent of dunch. I know I have to eat foods, but I also have to do works.
Up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe
And it wasn't like I wasn't super stressed. I was just kind of in the zone, you know? Like, I didn't take a lunch break per se yesterday either, but I was just better at eating. Like, I had a little pot of tuna. Little pot of tuna. That you can buy from the supermarché. And I ate that at the office, at the desk. And I had a mandarin too. But then I didn't have dinner because I had to go straight to Bible study afterwards. So yeah, oh, for flip. Bet that wasn't in the book, huh, Alan?
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure I played this on Nightmare difficulty last time. And I don't think I had that much trouble with this. Oh, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I should be going over here. Okay, so we're gonna move it up to there. I would have rolled instead of just tanking it with your ankles there, Alan, but you know, you do you, I guess. Like, I've got a very nice chicken pesto pasta that I've made at home. That I had for dinner tonight. But, it's just a matter of actually getting home and eating it. Give it the old kick. The patented Alan Wake kick. Ka-chow. It's me, Alan. Here to kick some stuff. Because that's what I do. Oh, pancakes. I haven't had pancakes in a long time. I'm Alan Wake. I'm here to cause a wake. With my bullets. Yeah, so that's what I... That's because I'm cunning. Cunning like a fox, even. I know, is it sly like a fox? Anyway, I do all of my cooking, or I try to do all of my cooking on Sunday afternoon. So I will cook a 4 or maybe 5 person meal on Sunday afternoon. Have one of them. Normally have one of them, and then put the rest of them in the fridge. Because I can't be asked to do it either. I mean, that's particularly bad for you. Because you're the one who only eats once a day.
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
No, Nurse Sinclair, my favorite character. Wow, that was good focus, Alan. You just kind of had an out-of-body experience. Well done. Good effort. Again, just roll when you land. No. Not a melon fox. Watermelon or like rockmelon, cantaloupe, whatever you call it. Not a fan. I miss the ramen boat, unfortunately. It's just a lot harder to do it now with the gluten intolerance.
Oh, great. Another cable car.
I never really, I guess I never appreciated the ramen when I could have it. Is what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I mean, 2-minute noodles basically. Pop the flare! Where'd the flare go? That's better. No, it's not. It fell through the floor. That's not great. I don't know what my easy food is. I guess it's toast. Like that's what I'll have if I've, you know, had a big lunch and need something for dinner, or tea as it's called in some places. No, I was gonna shoot the things. A bacon butty with ketchup is always a winner. I mean, it does sound nice. Bacon is always a nice touch. I mean, it was never really something I appreciated until I left. But my mum was right. It is so much nicer not having to cook for yourself. Call him Deadeye Allen. That's right, we're trekking through or towards the asylum now, I think. I wouldn't say it's supersized portions, but I definitely get taken care of on a Thursday night when I go home for the family dinner. I'm not gonna waste on you. Now you are a different kettle of fish. I unfortunately never had... I don't think I must have... I think I did, like, when I was, like, still in a booster chair. But I don't think I ever really had Nan portions, because by the time I was around, Nan wasn't really cooking anymore. Not in the same way. I don't know. I don't think so. I definitely can't remember having Nan portions, unfortunately. Okay, Alan, we gotta pick up the pace a bit, I think. Nope, we can just only stroll. Oh no! Let's get off the choke point first. Come on, that was a homing one. That does sound really nice. Nope, that was just a shot into that. There was I saw a rodent over there that I just thought I had to dispatch real quick. An invasive species. You can say a lot about Alan Wake, but he appreciates and protects the sanctity that is the American National Park System. Back when we were both at home, my brother and I, Sunday was often the was pancake morning, or hot breakfast morning at least. Sometimes it was something other than pancakes, but I can't remember what.
Vod had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago.
I am definitely not bothered to do a fry-up breakfast myself, but it makes me appreciate, like, a continental breakfast at a hotel so much more. Particularly if it's a buffet. Surely there were beans in there. Shadow, surely. Oh, yeah. Ow. Like the staircase that goes to nowhere. Interesting. No, the thermos. Time to kick, Alan. Good kick, Alan. Well, it seems like someone's totally normal about everything. Bullets. Tell you what, I'd love to have the coat that Alan has because it has so many pockets. You'd hear this man a mile away with the amount of ammunition he's got on his person. Oh no! Ow. Kind of ruined the suspense for me at the moment. Hey guys. Hold that for me. You too. Joke's on you. I had too much ammunition. Well, I guess that's the, I mean, it's the... Why do you just look like Jesus? It's the thing you should do whenever you go out, right? To like hike or bushwalk or urban explore. Tell someone where you're going and when you expect to be back. So that if you're not back, they know where to look. Gotta use your noggin, you know? This public information film was brought to you by Jow Incorporated. Brought to you by the Barracks.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
Brought to you by twitch.tv/Commander Jow.
I was close now. I had to get there fast.
Yeah, I had to get there
I
fast.
tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic.
I haven't
for a while now.
Seen them, but I've heard that the British nuclear ones,
I dreaded what I would find.
to protect your home and house or whatever it is, were particularly spooky. Or sobering might be a better term.
Wait! Are you? Wait!
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! I'm sorry. Please, it's late. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know.
Protect and survive, that's the one. I mean, unfortunately, very important. Wow, finished just in time for the ads to start because I forgot to pause them. We had a lot of, in Australia, we had a lot of very
Previously on Alan Wake.
When I was a kid, at least, a lot of very sobering car safety and cigarette, like
The
anti-smoking
thriller I supposedly
stuff.
wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman, I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan.
It can't be that long, Mr. Hartman, because your nose is still dodgy, unless people routinely punch you in the face.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
Gosh darn it. I wanted a manuscript page.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
That's pretty metal, Shadow.
Yeah.
That's pretty metal.
I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Why are you always doing that with your hand?
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint
It's like you're
you
always
with my
perpetually
clinic
ready
and
to
go
do the
over
Italian
everything you
thing.
might have
Hey,
forgotten.
mamma mia.
A little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
I mean, the one that's stuck with
This
me,
corridor
I
is
can't
for
remember any of the
patients.
speeding ads
Most
or
of
the
them aren't
seatbelt
here
ads or
right
whatever.
now. Jack took them out for a
But the one that
fishing
I
trip.
remember from
Except for the ones who are
the
particularly vulnerable, of course.
anti-smoking stuff
I
was
encourage creativity as a
one where
part of the
they
recovery
had like
process
a
here at Cauldron Lake
supposedly
Lodge. I
a
specialize in
smoker's
treating artists.
lung, and they were just kind of wringing the tire out.
Splendid, Alan.
That was quite
I honestly
something.
believe we can get this thing under control if we work together.
They were really pushing it in the 90s to get people to stop smoking. Big elevator. Big buttons, too.
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned.
Hmm?
And
No, I was
you
looking at the
couldn't face
thing.
that. You're suffering
There was a
from
button screen?
hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, and obsession.
Look, if I'm going to check out a butt, it's not going to be Dr.
Darkness,
Hartman's butt.
a
Let's be
feeling
honest.
that everything revolves around you,
That's
your
pretty flat.
thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying.
Yeah,
But under
autumn.
the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight
It is
not to
autumn.
believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless
over
we
these.
fight
No, I
the
can't move.
fantasy, it will return.
My strength has
I
been
know
sapped.
the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a
Intemperous
skeptic by nature,
cadre.
Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained.
In something there is camaraderie. Beyond the shadow you settle for is a miracle illuminated. Thomas Zane, in memory of a dear friend and poet. Classic. It wouldn't be a video game without it. I just actually wanted to look up what that means. Because it must mean something. Intemperous, the Poetry Foundation. Well, it's a poem by Thomas Hardy, whatever that means for all assembled. Hold on, let's just go Google Translate. Prefer not to use Google products if I can avoid it, but gotta do it. Oh, we can just let them do it. Thank you, 11. I would have thought Cadera? Oh, it's Cadera, I guess. Or is it Cadre? Cadre. Cadera? Anyway.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
A hell of a volcano.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that.
Thank you very much for that, 11, by the way.
Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan,
Fall
what I'm
into
telling you
darkness.
is good news. Right now we're in control.
Almost like the
Every time you have a
darkness on the
relapse,
horizon.
It's more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
Let him
obviously
talk.
tried
Blah,
his
blah,
own
blah,
use.
blah, blah,
His
blah,
words
blah. My
echoed
name's
madly
Dr.
inside
Hartman,
my
and I
head.
think
But
that you're
I dug my
do
nails
it
into
by
the palms of my
myself.
hands.
Your
to stay
wife died.
Please
Blah,
to
blah,
work
blah, blah,
with
blah.
me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside.
Hey, it's you again. Catch me you here.
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors.
That seems like a lie.
Man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
I've never heard that phrase before, Shadow. Talk a glass eye to sleep.
Scary, scary, scary.
Your neck is enormous.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't
Well,
want
there's
to
the
run
bullet
into me
points.
in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away.
Oh, I've got a.
so you
I
won't
didn't
be
realize I had.
scared. But you can't
I've got
just
4
decide what
layers
kind of
then.
dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
I've got the hoodie. I've got a jacket.
Okay,
and I've got another
okay.
jacket.
Sorry.
Yeah, right.
Ew.
That's like at least half a foot of neck.
We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on
Elbow
video
strike.
games.
Ooh, yeah.
It's trash, of course, but it does
I'll get
involve
him
some
to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
Get it? Because we're
kidding.
video game developers. Bear.
Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room.
I mean, that's the most uncanny valley. This wood texture is weird.
As soon as you feel up to it,
Oh, sorry.
continue.
Sorry, Hartman. Yeah, you were saying? I'm just gonna go in here. Oh, sorry. Gonna go into this bookcase? No, I'm not. I'm just gonna read this. Welcome to Cauldron Lake Lodge. We're here to give you the specialized help you need. However, please observe the following. Please ask friends or family to schedule visits beforehand to ensure they don't interfere with your therapy and or periods of creativity. Also, please respect your fellow patients' need for privacy and personal space, especially when they are engaged in creative processes. Yes, I did actually. Be patient. Typically, our patients have long-term creative problems that won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Bear in mind that you're voluntarily receiving treatment that has been specifically tailored for you. Engagement therapy, TM, and its sister method, the flow, TM, work best when you are actively engaged in shaping them. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to voice them. Okay. I can see that some people may be voluntarily kind of in this establishment and cognizant of the fact that they are there. But how am I, someone who's meant to be schizophrenic, and those two fellas out there, just aware that they should maybe tell their friends and family to, like, not just turn up?
My rheumatism's killing me.
Night Springs!
There's a storm coming.
Pog!
What a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
You and me both, brother.
And these two are the Anderson
These
brothers.
are hefty chairs.
Odin and Tor. They had
those are like thick legs.
A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a
it's just
farm
going to be
nearby.
really hard to move them.
In advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Yeah, shut up, Harmon. How do we play this Night Springs board game?
I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny.
Yeah!
Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Thank you.
My head... Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant, Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words.
Is this Emil fellow? Is they...
It's clearing up.
Kind of
Or
corrupted
according
by
to
the
Hartman,
thing?
I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Spooky painting.
Tom, got any booze on you?
Yeah,
No, sorry.
No. Sorry,
We have a
guys.
stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine.
Oh, it's
Clears
organic?
your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I just noticed. Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
She used us all.
What's wrong with the leather
taken
patches
from
on the
all of
elbows?
us.
I want to
Took
keep this
my
jacket for a
thunder,
while.
Witch.
And my ravens, what were they? Memory and thought, the hag.
She took something from you too, didn't she? That's
My
what
wife.
she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god.
Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and wrong. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other writer.
She's been using you, boy, and you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Doesn't mean he had to
That's a
open
pretty
it all
enormous
the
ring
way,
that guy's got in his
goddammit.
hammer hand. Looks, it's like they fell. It's like they fell to sleep like animatronics or something.
Lake, a place of power.
Place of power with these bears. This just needs like a wolf, kind of here-ish, howling at the moon. That'd be perfect for one of those like dollar store T-shirts you see at the gas stations. Gonna take that real quick.
Doc's got me looking after Wake here, but holler if they get too rowdy.
Call this then. The Within Side by Van Maxwell, it looks like. Do we want to read about Mr. Hartman, oh sorry, Dr. Hartman's thing? No, is the answer.
Hey, Wake, why don't you
Yeah,
humor
whatever.
Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room.
Something's wrong.
I'm just gonna watch the TV
I'm
instead.
not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head.
Just get your
I can
eyeballs
only
really
focus
up in
on
that,
writing.
Alan.
Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the
Yeah,
story
probably.
wants, and the story
It's
won't come
probably
true.
entirely accurate, Shadow. I mean, isn't the barracks already kind of an asylum of sorts? Wait, what's this? What's the crazy guy doing? Like we're not in an
You can
asylum,
get
so
to your
everyone's
room by
crazy.
those stairs, Wake.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
And they're not there when you wake up, so you can't wake up because I'm in charge now, and I don't want to disappear. My nightmare
All right.
is the publisher people.
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Okay.
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was
Hartman
doing.
wanted me to
But
write.
now I've been
I
doing
knew I
these
couldn't,
things.
but I
A
figured
lot
I should
of
just
Alan,
bring
we're
the
speaking to
images.
someone. This is
It
very
was the
rude.
only thing I could do
Dr.
with Nurse
Hartman
Birch
likes them.
watching me like a
He has them
hawk.
in his office.
Yeah?
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think I'm getting better.
Quick, we'll go in this door. No, the door's locked. Yeah, apparently it's very accurate to just be like, oh yeah, yeah. And just zone straight on out.
Shut up! Shut up! But I don't see nightmares anymore.
These are
because
actually
I'm
pretty
too
sick looking
scary for them.
couches.
2 pills every morning, and 1 with every meal, and 4 when I go to bed.
Hey, hi guys. Going to the typewriter. Oh, jeez. I should retreat to my asylum bed.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
The brightness.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing.
Be cool.
You
Okay?
keep doing what you're doing, which is apparently just staring at bright pages and having your hands shake. Just keep it up.
I didn't know what
Good
the
work.
chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Could be my only chance, so then I went to bed. Is that a PC? Wait, is that an Xbox One? Like, of sorts?
Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they?
This is absolutely a whiteboard from the office of making this game. Like 100%. Those red magnetic buttons look too realistic. This is 100% a photo. Can't get in there. Can't get in here. Don't want to be in here. Can't close my door 'cause it's stuck open.
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
QR code again. Bazza in the lodge.
Giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby.
I don't know if he's drinking them.
Clapped a practiced hand on Barry's
I think he's just kleptomaniac.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office room from Sinclair. I had to get to Hartman's
Look at
office.
this dude.
He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Come out and face the music, Birch! It's time to pay the piper!
Just looking through the doors like, hey, it's me. Stop doing that there, guys. Hey, stop it.
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients. I saw
Spooky.
Alice's name on one of them. For a moment,
What if it's like concept art? Mott
Hartman wasn't
foils
happy.
Hartman.
Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
So, well, I mean, you gotta remember, this guy was carrying, what, 42 rounds of pistol ammunition, 22 rounds of rifle ammunition, like 11 flare gun rounds, 4 flares, 8 flashbangs, all at once, as well as a torch and 20 AA batteries. And he moves as silently as a thief.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
This should move a lot easier being a wheelie chair.
He's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep.
Come on.
And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets
I mean, the wooden back's quite fancy.
and I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge.
In it, no one was looking at the
I knew
camera.
the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
Get out of here! Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna sue your crazy quack ass to
Barry?
Ow! About
Barry,
time!
just get out of the way. Hold on, can I get this
Seriously?
thermos? Thank you.
Any
Glad
idea
to
how
see
much
you.
trouble you're in?
We need to get to
I am
Hartman's
famous.
office.
I represent a celebrity. They'll be looking for me. Oh, that's how you want to play it? Is that how?
Do you think he was still stuck in the room? Locked in the room,
These were
Barry?
all the pages I had on me. And more.
Oh, and he's also carrying all the pages, too. Maybe that's what he uses to deaden the noise.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wait,
Go, you have
listen
no
to
idea
me.
how much I've wanted to
This
shoot
is a
this guy ever
mistake.
since his opening monologue.
Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
I do like the pivot though. Oh, it was worth a shot. The acknowledgement that it was all a plan.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach. The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to
some
find a
wolves.
way out.
Ooh, extra speed. Gotta get to the generator. Die! Floating furniture. Oh, right. Go the good one. Die, other floating furniture. I mean, no, I haven't. But I don't mind that lore, that's pretty good lore. I should give more thought to the old lore. I've been meaning to try to. In particular to
Hartman knew he was no
have like a name of the
He had no
location
ambitions on that front, and he certainly didn't want
of
to end
like,
up like every artist
where the Confederacy is located.
damaged in ways that were
To have
hard to
a
describe, or
nation
worse. It
that
was enough
Zhao
for
comes
Hartman
from.
to maintain creative control and provide
That kind
direction.
of
To be
big picture
producer.
stuff.
That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Hold on. Everyone quiet outside. We're watching some Night Springs.
But take a wrong turn, board the wrong bus, wonder where you
Hard to hear over the dramatic music going in the background.
Tonight's episode, the doomed Samaritan. Sometimes, even the simplest things prove impossible.
I can barely hear what's happening.
You get in a car.
Actually, no, I actually can't. I was trying to watch Night Springs. Oh yeah, that's right. A Jow crossover event. And we leg it the other way. Oh, it's broke. The door's locked. Ow. Oh, this guy's scooch past.
Ow! I'm here!
Hey, Barry.
I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al.
I will.
Oh God! Look at the house, Al.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, Al. The house looks bad. Let's get out of here.
Trying, man. There's a maze in between me and you. Just talked about it.
Al, hurry up! I can hear those evil guys moving around.
So can I. Don't trust Emil? Emil Hartman. The stadium into a maze? What's... Oh, yes. I think I heard that. In Horizon. For some reason, my first thought was, why are they turning the stadium in Paris into a maze? That seems weird.
The area surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this.
We'll get out of this maze.
When the sky split open with a deafening boom,
and then we'll probably
music
call it a
started
night.
Blasting, it
If I
felt
got work
strangely
tomorrow.
appropriate.
I actually have never done a maze, I don't think, full stop. Aside from like the pen and paper mazes. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done a physical maze before. No, hold on, just let me reload. Thank you. You're a big fella, huh? Like, I think I'd be alright at it. I'm probably pretty good when it comes to finding directions and stuff. I feel like corn mazes are an incredibly American thing. Come on, you can pick it up. Alan, there you go, man. Wasn't so hard.
Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary storm. Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake. Now, it was coming for him.
I mean, is a corn maze a kind of...
Like this.
Yeah, I feel like a corn maze and like a haunted house seem to occupy a similar
just to be sure.
time zone in my head. Did he just come from here? We did. Right now I am getting a bit turned about. Yeah, those double things, so then we go right. Yeah.
The channel, turn it off. We don't want any fighting. It makes people.
Gonna get your 5 minutes of fame, Shadow. On the back of a milk carton. Missing. Fob's missing. Last seen in corn maze.
You get 2 pills in the morning, and then you'll be nice and calm.
Just watch out for the children of the corn, right?
You get 2 pills in the evening.
I dodged that. There we go. Oh, I almost missed a thermos. And that really would be a cardinal sin. Hey, I mean, it's always good to bring a snack and maybe a water. Some hydration. Yeah, we got reports of a missing cat and a red fox. Yeah, in the maze. Mm-hmm. Ow. Double ow. The ragdolls are pretty rubbish. Oh, cool. Very cool. Hey, quick question, why aren't we dodging them? Okay, that's them done. Wheelbarrow done. Well, as long as you don't stay in the corn maze, that's the important part.
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes, an axe held high. Barry screamed and threw up his hand. The world exploded.
World exploded. Reading it as Minecraft, what? Signs are there. Shadow, I'm thinking a very Minecraft build. Oh, hey. Ease. Just usual gardener stuff, shotguns, pistol rounds. Oh no, there's a weed! Not anymore, there isn't.
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he had had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
Barely tasted it, because he was cool. This looks like a defense mission. Oh, there's a bird just appeared there. Hey, it's you!
Al, you're alive! Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry.
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so,
I mean, I could probably climb over that, let's be honest.
I'll find it, don't worry about it!
Like, I don't think it's... like, there's plenty of footholds.
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it! I'm on it!
Who's next? You.
It's gotta be! Just hang on!
Okay, that's fine. We'll throw you down.
Oh, hey! I found a quarter!
Hell yeah, Barry. Get that bread.
I found it! I found it!
No, wait, that's part of my spine. Because I got just knocked right out of me. Oop, don't know why we decided to look over there.
I'm on it! I'm on it!
Is it a cool twig? Does it look like a sword or a gun? It's probably worth its weight in gold. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Get in the car!
Al, please tell tell me we're headed for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
Yeah, Barry, get it.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest.
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it.
Oh no, the rocks! I sure hope people were wearing a seatbelt.
Al! God damn it, Al, talk to me!
That's like the second car accident I've been in as many days.
I had lost my gun in the crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Okay, we're gonna call it there on that cliffhanger. It's 11:35 and I got work in the morning. Extras. Statistics. We've killed 125 people with the revolver, 4 with the hunting rifle, 28 with the shotgun, 48 with the flashbang, 16 with the vehicles, and 15 indirect kills. Don't quite know what that means. Okay. So we're going to quit on out, and then if you hang on around a bit, we're going to raid on out, and we'll go our separate ways. It's definitely warming up in Sydney town. I'm wearing a jumper here, and it does not feel like I need it. Not as much as it did 3 weeks ago. Thank you for joining me tonight, chat. It has been a pleasure having you. I mean, it's not quite hot enough that I could get away with that, but it's not too far off. Okay, what are we going to do? I think we're going to throw you at Rinsomniac. Because it's a Wednesday, and he is streaming. Unless you want to have a look at Mass Effect. Well, such is capitalism, isn't it? Maybe we do try Russia Raccoon. They're playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition. We rated them before when we were playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Alright, well thank you very much for joining me tonight. If you like what you see, of course dropping a follow would be much appreciated. Otherwise, please have a look at my Twitter, Blue Sky, or Threads to keep up to date with the stream. I didn't do anything about that today, but that's because I was working all the day. Or check out my Instagram, TikTok, or Clip Manager YouTube channel for funny clips from previous streams. And of course, like any streamer, we have a Discord. I will see you in 2 days' time. Yeah, that's 2 days. For Friday, we'll be going through some Forza Horizon, the new update. Can't remember. Oh, excuse me. Can't remember what car we'll be looking at, but we'll be finding out together. And then on Saturday, I have some more normie stuff, another birthday party for some reason. So I will not be streaming on Saturday. But the next 2 weeks, I will be off. So I might be able to stream on like Mondays, for example. So stay tuned to those Twitter, Blue Sky, and Threads for updates. Let's go say hi to Ruffy Raccoon. Thank you again for joining me. And I hope to see you on Friday. All right. God bless. See you soon.